Hello and welcome to Black Cats Chat, the international fans podcast for Sunderland AFC. My name is Lee Thurkel. I'm from the Bilbao Black Cats, and we're back with another review show. A positive result, 2-2 against Arsenal, and I've got two fantastic guests to join me this afternoon to discuss it. First of all, we've got Martin Bates in Toronto, Canada, from the SAFC NASA branch. Martin, good afternoon to you. How are you?
I'm doing brilliant. Still floating from yesterday. Absolutely buzzing.
I bet you are, mate. Yeah, and you've also got an upcoming trip to Sunderland in the next few weeks, right?
Absolutely. I'm going to, fingers crossed, I've got it all arranged now that I'm going to see 3 of the next 4 games. Not the Fulham game, but Bournemouth at home, Liverpool away, Man City away. Those are the 3 that I've got lined up. Fingers crossed it'll all go off the way I've got it booked.
Brilliant. Well, fingers crossed you do, mate. And that's like class dedication. And the second guest is...
My fourth trip over. My fourth trip over in 365 days to watch them.
And that's not cheap. And that's not cheap, is it not?
No.
But who cares? It's Sunderland. It's part of your life. And like, if you got to spend money, you may as well spend it on something that you like.
Absolutely.
Right. And our second guest is Radoslav Karaasenov. He's from the Bulgarian Sunderland Supporters Association. He's right now in Sofia in Bulgaria. Radoslav, good evening, mate. How are you?
Good evening, Lee. As Martin said, still buzzing from yesterday, so feeling fantastic, especially after the results this afternoon, even better. But yeah, good.
You're like the Bulgarian. You're like the Bulgarian version of Wilson Isidore, Radoslav, because you're saying the word buzzing. You know what I mean? And you're going to be using the words Mara as well.
Mara.
But I think, Martin, I think that is the key word at the minute, isn't it? It's buzzing. It's how we're feeling.
Absolutely. Like, you see on the, I think I got a sore thumb from scrolling through all the social media yesterday, and everybody just seems to be flying. It just, there's no dying that team. But the from what I've heard and the people that I've talked to, the feeling around the city and everything is just one of delight. And it's, they're so happy and right now. And I just can't wait to get over and be a part of it.
No, I'm sure you can't wait to get over that Keele Crossing Bridge as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the city, the development of the city, Rado, and the football club and the people, it all goes hand in hand, doesn't it? About the feel-good factor. It's all related.
Exactly, yeah.
It's all connected.
Yeah. And I have always heard that when the club is doing well, it can be seen in the city. Everybody is happy. And yeah, that connection is really important for the city, for the club. And it's good to see this beautiful times for the Red and White Army. I'm really very happy and can't wait to go to Sunderland again. My next trip will be to Liverpool. So Martin, we'll see you there.
Absolutely. Oh, that's brilliant. Good news. So
Brilliant.
Very good news. Glad to hear.
I just booked my flight. So
oh, fantastic.
3 or 4 of us will be there.
Brilliant.
Oh, fantastic.
That's class. Right then, Martin, on to the lineup then, pre-match. Well, listen, I think I told you both by messenger, right? Radoslav, you'll back me up on this. You'll support me on this. What did I tell you before the match?
Yeah, you tell me that you have a good feeling, and what I told you back.
Exactly. I had a very good feeling, and Martin, obviously, you might think I was a bit crazy having a good feeling playing against Arsenal, a team that hasn't conceded in 8 games, and especially after the way we played on Monday against Everton in the first half, you might think I was a bit mad. But in the end, like that good feeling comes from somewhere, right?
Yes, absolutely. I was along the same lines as you because I was pretty optimistic against the way the team played second half of Monday, and I just don't think that our team has any quit in it. And I think that they just seem to be able to leave. You know, last year's motto, "Till the end." They're believing that and living that every second, and they feel that they're not going to be out. I cannot see that team going out and getting they'll get beat, but I can't see that team going out and getting blown out by anybody the way the Mags did today against Brentford or anything like that. Like that's not going to happen to this team. Their team's too good. They have too much belief in themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that belief is key. But the key to that belief, do you think it all comes from Granit Xhaka?
Well, for sure, he's the key. He's the captain, and everybody is speaking about his influence and what a leader he is. but it's not just one player. You have to have good players around you to get that belief. And with the defense we have, you see, we have now Makwele, Ballard, Gertruda, and Alderete. These 4 central halves. Wow. When was the last time we had 4 brilliant center halves? And when you have good defenders, you can always expect that will be hard to be beaten. And of course, with always something can happen in front of the goal and to score and to win the game. So yeah, Xhaka is the key. He is the leader, but with all the good players that are around him, it's understandable why the team spirit is so high at the moment. And yeah, really happy about that.
You just mentioned there, you said we've got 4 great centre backs. And I immediately thought to League One when we had Jack Baldwin, Tom Flanagan, and Ali Musturk. So,
oh God,
it's a nice and
still on the bench we have Luke O'Nien.
Yeah,
and yeah.
So yeah, no, we have got good options. Martin, Xhaka and Lebris, before the match, Lebris spoke about when the match starts, he said that my role becomes more passive because I can't really affect what's happening on the pitch because the noise, the speed of the player. But he said that he's got Granit Xhaka as his second coach on that pitch.
I heard that as well. I heard that as well. I was actually chatting with somebody on Twitter yesterday. They were commenting that towards the end, right at the end when we were trailing, there was a throw in and Xhaka went to Ballard. Go up front now. You go up front now, because he was trying. There was no quit saying, "Oh, we'll just settle what it is." They wanted the winner, and for him to, as you say, basically be the coach on the on-field coach at that time, I thought was amazing. What leadership that guy has, from what I can see, unbelievable the way he drives those players.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
absolutely.
By the way, sorry to interrupt. I read an interview maybe 2 weeks ago. It was some of the players, but not sure who exactly it was. And he said that if there is no attendance, there is no crowd, you always hear Xhaka voice giving instructions to somebody, saying what to react, when to calm down the play, when to attack, when to press. So that's really brilliant. And as many people are saying, probably the signing of the season so far in the entire Premier League. Hopefully it will be the signing of the season at the end of the season. So
I absolutely agree with you.
Totally. And the thing that, Martin, struck me during the match was every time the TV cameras zoomed in on Lebris and Arteta, there was a massive contrast in their movements. You know what I mean? Lebris just had his arms folded like that. You know what I mean? And Arteta was doing what's it called? The Bee Gees song "Staying Alive." He's just basically moving his fingers left, right, and center.
Absolutely.
So I suppose that helps as well to have that calmness on the sideline, that you're not getting orders, not belted at you every 5 minutes like Arteta was. But Lebris was just so relaxed, and I think that rubs off on the players as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I noticed that too. How animated Arteta was. Almost to the point where it was just why even bother looking at him? Because you never know what he's changing. He seems to be so animated, you can't really get what he's trying to say. And Lebris was the persona of calmness. Just, all right, let's go. We know what to do. You've got your instructions. On you go, do it. And Arteta, he's not my favorite cup of tea, to be honest with you. Just don't like that. He seems to be very, very whiny. I don't know what it is with Arsenal managers, always whining and crying and stuff, but that's kind of the impression I get of him. Same way, he's just like a Wenger part 2 with all the whining and crying.
Yeah, no, he definitely has that about him. But Lebris talked about before the match, Rado, that we would have to give a masterclass if we were going to get a result today. And that first half was certainly a masterclass, wasn't it?
That was really brilliant. And on the previous question about how calm is Regis Lebris. There was an interview with Kirwis Dreyfus maybe a week ago
on Monday night,
on Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he talked that he said that one of the characteristic that the characteristic that he liked, qualities he liked a lot when he interviewed him. He said that he's very calm, and he was looking for somebody like him. So that's really impressive. And on the masterclass during the first half, especially, really, after the game, I was so proud with the boys. And you can see the first goal that we scored. There is a set piece, but it was in our own half, and Mukwele and Ballard were in their box, and that was something trained for sure, and that was tactics from Regis Lebris to every time when there is an opportunity to put our central halves and to try and press, and that's really nice to score 2 goals against Arsenal, the team that had just only 3 goals conceded during the previous 10 games. So really very impressive, and hopefully this will continue going forward. And the way Regis Lebris is managing the games, even after the first 30 minutes against Everton, we were able to react and to equalize, and even we had opportunities to win the game. Against Manchester United, we were definitely under the fire during the first 30 minutes, but the team reacted. Unfortunately, we couldn't come back in the game. But so
that's
far,
the thing. We were able to react. I mean, obviously, Lebris made the wrong decision with some things, but he changed it, and we got back in the game to an extent. Martin, then Rado mentioned the goal. He mentioned like the set piece. It was basically, I think it was Robin Roofs, wasn't it, who takes like a free kick, long ball up front, and Mukiele and Ballard, who are the 2 main players involved in that, they're very close for a reason in that position. They've trained that. I want you guys as close as possible, because one of you is going to get the flick on, and one of you is going to get on the end of it. That's not a coincidence.
No, amazing. And the way that was done, the way Ballard just strolled through there and flicked that with his foot was like like absolute top-notch quality. That any striker in the world would be delighted to have a finish that cool and collected the way he did. It was unbelievably good.
Yeah, and I
he's getting better and better. Amazing.
Yeah. It is scary how good he's becoming. But Martin mentioned there, Rado, like the first touch. That's key to that goal, isn't it? Because if he doesn't control that ball the way he does, he doesn't create the space to get the shot. Because you can see Declan Rice. Declan Rice is thinking, do I put my foot out and try and stop him? But the way he moves it with the first touch prevents Declan Rice from putting his foot there, because if Declan Rice puts his foot there, he fouls him and we get a penalty. Yeah. But that first touch and then the strike, it was like basically a no-nonsense bollocks thrust. Here you go, take that strike, wasn't it? It was really powerful.
Really powerful, and it happened in just 1 second to get the ball and to shoot after that. As Martin said, every striker in the world will be delightful with such a finish. Brilliant goal.
Yeah. And Martin, obviously before the goal early on, there was like a very lengthy delay because Dan Ballard stuck one on Mikel Merino. I mean, he won the ball quite cleanly, but obviously the way he jumped, his elbow accidentally hit Merino. Theo Walcott on Match of the Day on BBC was saying that he possibly could have been sent off for that. What did you make of it?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't really know about that. I don't know. I think that Theo Walcott, being a former Arsenal guy, he's gonna say that, you need your arms to jump. From what I recall, I don't believe he purposely moved his arm to intentionally hit the guy. He just jumped and it happened to hit him, which is different than intending to hit somebody. So it is what it is. Use your size to your advantage. sometimes that's going to happen if you're a smaller player. You're going to accidentally hit somebody's head or hit somebody's arm, and that's life in the big leagues.
I think that Merino hits Ballard's elbow. It was because the ball was towards Ballard, and he has to jump. He has to use his arms, and Merino was trying to reach the ball, and he reached something else. But for me, it's not a penalty, not a red card.
No, there's absolutely no intention to hurt the player at all.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like Ballard wins the ball first, and his elbow is just in that position naturally because it's
exactly.
But I had a feeling that we would dominate Merino because Merino is not a forward. He's a midfielder. He's always played midfield from when he was playing Real Sociedad, even Newcastle. I think he went to Germany as well. And when I saw that we would have 3 defenders, 3 centre-backs against 1 midfielder who has done quite well up front, I just thought he's not going to get a chance. And he didn't. He didn't have a very good game. And I was actually glad that Gyökeres wasn't playing for them because he caused us some problems in the championship with Coventry. So, but yeah, after that goal, Martin, 36 minutes it happens. Like, how did you think we dealt with the rest of that first half after we scored?
I think we did fairly well. When I was watching it with the Toronto people, we were down in Oakville, and there was probably about 10 or 12 of us down there. All of us were just saying, just get us to the halftime whistle, 1-0 up, and regroup from there. And we got there in the end. As I know you're probably leading up to, after halftime, they came out flying, Arsenal did, and they changed their game plan, and it took us a little bit of time to adapt. But we got to halftime 1-0 up, and any of us would have taken that 1-0 up at halftime, all of us.
Yeah. Rado, what about you? Like the after the goal to halftime and during the halftime, what are your thoughts?
Well, brilliant first half, and even after we scored, we had another opportunity, another good chance for Miquele to shoot. He shoot, but didn't hit the target. And we were really solid. I don't remember Arsenal to have had any good chance during the first half. So very, very solid. After the break, they changed the tempo a little bit, and second half was different, but the first one was really impressive. And many people were calling me at halftime saying, "Rado, what are you doing? Sunderland are flying, such a great game." So I was still nervous because it was just halftime, and Arsenal is one of the best teams in Europe, and I was sure that they will come stronger in the second half.
Yeah, Martin, what do you think the message would have been by Lebris at half-time, saying, listen, we're leading 1-0 against the league leaders, we've got 45 minutes left. What do you think would have been his message to the players, and why do you think that it took Arsenal only, 9 minutes to get back into the game?
Well, I think Lebris, first of all, would have said, mainly keep your head and keep calm. We're here for a reason, and just keep doing what you're doing for the most part. I don't think he would have tried to change tactics that early and with a full 45 minutes to go to just say, oh, we're going to defend a 1-0 lead. I think he wanted to continue the game plan that they had in the first half. Arsenal's goal, and I'm sure I'm not telling news to anybody, was completely from our own mistake, from Lefebvre trying to stay way too long on the ball and not getting the ball cleared out, and it came back to punish us. One little loose ball, 30 yards from your own goal, and in 3 passes, it's in our net. And that was our own fault. And had that not gone in, again, ifs and buts, but had we cleared that ball, would they obviously wouldn't have scored that goal, but who knows how the game would have gone after that. But that goal got them in, and quickly, 9 minutes into the second half, as you say, and that lit a fire under Arsenal, and they realized, we can go do this. And I think we were shell-shocked for a little bit, and to use a boxing analogy, I think we needed like a little bit of a standing 8 count just to sort of get our heads back together. And eventually they scored. The second goal that they scored, I don't want to be jumping the gun here, but the second goal they scored was just an individual brilliant effort. Sometimes you just got to clap your hands and say, wow, that was a good piece of skill. Could we have defended better? Obviously, but you gotta sometimes tip your cap and say that the Trossard goal was just outstanding.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I think just before they scored the equaliser, Rado, the 1-1, I think we had a warning sign like Trauder also got caught on the ball. He was like trying to take too long on the ball and dribble. And I think probably that gave Arsenal a bit of confidence to try, okay, they're a bit panicky, they're a bit shaky at the back. I think perhaps we need to press them more. And I mean, Enzo Lafay has been absolutely brilliant this season, but he did make a mistake. You don't want to be dribbling the ball in that midfield area where you've got 3 or 4 Arsenal players around you, because, as we've seen, they are very clinical. It's like within 5 seconds they score a goal.
At this level, it's unacceptable. Yeah, you cannot afford doing such mistakes, to keep the ball in such area with so many players from the other team around you. So I totally agree with what you and Martin said. And yeah, even in the first half, I think Lufay did one mistake in front of our box, and we were not punished. But against teams like Arsenal, the second time, of course, you get what you deserved. But it happens. Hopefully, you learn from this mistake. But I won't be surprised if he's dropped next time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. I think he has been brilliant, but he's doing that quite often, I would say.
So what do you think? Talby maybe to come in, or?
I think that Adinger played very well when he came in, and I won't be surprised if he starts next game against Fulham on the left. But we'll see.
If I could jump in there first.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to go in there, and I'm listening to you, Rado, and I fully agree with what you're saying. Or hearing what you're saying, and just thinking back the fact that the three of us are talking about the luxury of being able to say, you know what, Enzo Lafay, maybe you could sit this one out, because we have, I don't want to say an embarrassment of riches, but we have so many other options that we can bring them in, and it's not a lesser player. In essence, it's a player of equal quality, if not better. And it just, gives me goosebumps to think, wow, we're talking about dropping the player that really, really was a key part of our promotion campaign, because we made so many players, and we actually have the options now. And I think everybody would be comfortable with Labry's decision if he did what you suggested and possibly drop Lafay, because he's going to bring in somebody else of absolute quality. And obviously it's for the betterment of the team. It's just, sorry, I just thought it was quite funny, that not funny, but made me feel full of pride that, wow, we're talking about dropping Lafay, who we signed for all this money, and like it's nothing. Okay, on you go. Like normally you think, oh, you're going to drop him. The world's collapsing and the sky's falling, but no, you're right. We can drop him.
Yeah. You see in 5-6 months how far we have gone since May. Absolutely different team, and that's important to have the depth in the squad. And
not only Talby, I mean, we've got Romain Mundle, who's fit again now as well, so he'll be trying to get a few games as well. But Martin, you mentioned like the Trossard goals, like individual brilliance, but the finish from Saka wasn't easy as well. He needs to keep it down on his weaker right foot and get it past Robin Roos's near post. So I think it was a very good finish.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Right. Anyway, so Rado, Robin Roos, that's the second goal he's conceded at his near post. I think the other one was against Chelsea with Garnacho.
Yeah.
Is it something perhaps that he needs to work on, getting his angles right to close that gap in the near post?
Could be. He has brilliant since the start of the season, but it was a fantastic strike by Saka. The same with Garnacho for Chelsea. Definitely, every time when a goalkeeper concedes a goal in his near post, it counts like a little bit of goalkeeper error. But it was so quick. Everything happened so quick. It was from one mistake. Initially, Roos passed the ball to Enzo Lafay. And by the way, some of the replays, you can see that he was screaming to Lufet to return the ball to him. So probably he expected a back pass, and he was not ready, because after we lost the ball in 2 seconds, it was in the back of the net. So it was really quick. And on the second goal, it was brilliant effort by Trossard, but also probably Sadiki was not at the right place, and he should have done better against Trossard to block him. I don't know for what reason he turned to his right, and in 1 second you could see the space in front of Trossard, and he quickly took the chance and scored a brilliant goal. But on the question about roofs, to a certain degree,
I think it was difficult, because obviously when you're a forward or a striker, you get told to kind of shoot before the keeper can set themselves. If the keeper can set themselves and they have time to react. But I think Robin Roos was like still coming out and he didn't have time to really set himself, so I think it caught him off guard. Martin, Rado made a good point there about Sadiki in the second goal, Trossard. I thought we were very deep. We were too deep. And normally when you have like wingers who are good wingers, you need to have 2 defenders marking them. Like if you look at our wingers when Traore plays, he has like 2 or 3 people around him. But we often give wingers a lot of time on the ball and we don't double up on them. So Sadiki was by himself. The natural thing is make him go down the left-hand side to the corner, but he shows him inside. But do you think that we could have also maybe brought another player out there to help him to double up and basically defend better? Because it was quite easy, wasn't it, for him to shift the ball to his right foot?
It was. Yeah, as Rado says, like he's trying to show him to the outside or prevent the outside, and by preventing the outside, he left the inside wide open. Yeah, in hindsight, again, obviously we should have doubled him up or at least pressed him quicker so that he didn't have that time to set. And we made a mistake. It was sloppy defending, and I'm sure they're going to look at it in the film room and say, hey, we should have done this, we should have done that. And hopefully it's going to be a learning experience, obviously, for everybody. As every goal that you concede is, you can look and see what could we have done better to prevent that. And let's just hope that this is one of those things where we'll improve. And hopefully when the situation arises again, that Sadiki doesn't make that error, and the team may have someone come over and help him out so that he isn't isolated one-on-one where that potentially could happen to him again.
Mm. I mean, Rado, before that goal, 64 minutes, Lebris decided to switch it up and he changed 3 players. He took Isidore Lafi and Traore off, and he brought on Talbi, Adingra and Brobbey, which was like 10 minutes, I think, 10 minutes after their goal. That was quite brave, wasn't it, to bring those 3 players on, 1-1, 64 minutes. And obviously 10 minutes later, they got that goal, which was a good goal, but could have been avoided. But were you surprised that Lebris didn't wait longer for the subs? Because he's normally kind of conservative, isn't he? He basically doesn't like to make subs.
Yeah.
And with the game in the balance at 1-1, it was like, I thought it was very interesting that he made the subs that early.
I agree, yeah. And while we were talking about doubling up on Trossard, I was wondering whether Traore was on the pitch at that point, but obviously he was not.
No, he wasn't. No, sorry, yeah.
He was not, yeah. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised with the early changes, but maybe he noticed that the game is changing. Arsenal had total control of the game at that point, and he wanted to change something. And I think the substitutions were really good. Brobbey played great part of maybe he wanted a little bit more physicality in front with these solid defenders. You need that. And yeah, I was surprised that he made the changes early in the second half, but at that moment Arsenal had full control of the game, and you could feel that it's probably a matter of time Arsenal to score a second goal. So he probably just wanted to to change something and to see an answer from Sunderland. I think that the first goal that we conceded changed the tempo a lot, gave Arsenal a lot of belief, and that's why I'm a little bit disappointed that the first goal was conceded by an error.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens at this level, of course, just one error and you'll be punished. So
yeah, no, and obviously the subs that he made, Martin. I mean, Talby and Brobbey, they're kind of not really surprising in the fact that they've been coming off the bench quite a lot recently. The other one, Adingra, was interesting because since the Man United game when he got taken off as well, he hasn't had really much game time. And what was the message you think from Lebris? Okay, listen, I'm going to put you on for 25, 30 minutes. This is your moment. Not like go and show what you can do against the best.
Yeah, I agree. You know, we haven't seen him in a few games, and you know, again, it goes back to that we've got options. And I to go back to your point about making the changes and everything at that time, Rad is 100% correct. Or I agree with him in the fact that, yeah, Arsenal had taken control of that game, and had we not done anything to try to change it up and freshen it up, I think it was going to be a matter of time. As it turns out, they did score, but the changes. I'd rather him make the positive changes and do that. You know, obviously when he got later on and he brought on Mayenda towards the end. Again, we were behind at that time, but he wasn't just. I wouldn't want him to settle for a 1-1 and just try to keep the status quo. The changes, I thought, obviously when you're bringing on Brobbey and Talby, they're positive changes and they're attacking changes to give us another threat or a dimension up front. So I welcome them, to be honest with you. Siddiqui, yeah, hopefully he's you know, obviously he had a bit of time out, and he's got to learn now to once you're back in there, try to do everything you can to keep your position so that you start the next match.
Yeah. Rado, I mean, as soon as Arsenal scored that second goal, we kind of had them on the ropes, no? Like, if you want to use a boxing term, we had them on the ropes for the rest of the game, I thought. Like, Arsenal went 2-1 ahead, but then they sat very deep. Brian Brobbey could have had 2 more goals on another day, no? Because
absolutely,
we did bombard them. And I think Match of the Day was talking last night as well, saying that they'd never seen Gabriel and the other defender for Arsenal so panicked this season.
Yeah. The reaction was the thing that I liked the most during yesterday game. How we react when we were behind against Arsenal, when we were leading, then Arsenal scored twice and we were on the losing side, and that was the best thing of the game for me. The way we react, we just said, this is our home. We don't want to lose here. Let's go and get at least a point. And yeah, we gave everything to attack and to achieve what we deserved, I believe. So great reaction from the coaching staff, from the players, from the fans at the stadium, because I think the atmosphere was brilliant again at the Stadium of Wind. It also helped a lot for the belief of the players.
Yeah. Martin, what was your gut feeling when Arsenal took the lead 2-1? 25 minutes left of the match.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, but yeah, I thought that was it. I thought that we were done for right. As soon as they scored it, I thought, that's it. They're going to see this out. And you know, it's going to be one of those, good old Sunderland. Yeah, they tried, but they got beat by the better team, and that would have suited the narrative for the general public and everything. But then after the changes made, and as Rado rightly put it, after they scored their second goal, we had them. We took it to them, and then I started to believe we're going to get something from this. We're 100% going to get something from this, and thank God we did. But for a few moments, I thought, yeah, that's it. It's done. Just
till the end.
Way.
So you didn't believe until the end, eh? I mean, oh my God.
I had a few minutes. I wouldn't say it took me right to the end, but it took me probably a good 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes after they scored to go, oh, shit, here we go again. We're gonna get beaten, and it's
absolutely
but we did, and then they turned around, and then I fully believed, and I was off my chair at our viewing party here in Oakville, and it was great.
Well, because it was such a special moment, we're going to talk about that second equaliser for us, Brian Brobbey, in part 2 because it deserves a part of its own. So we will be back in a few minutes to discuss that goal and the post-match comments and where do we go from here. See you soon.
Hello, my name is Gabri. I'm from Sarnico, Italy, and I support Sunderland.
Okay, welcome back to part 2, the best part of the show, because we're going to discuss that incredible moment in the 94th minute that got Sunderland back on level terms. As we mentioned, Rado, we were knocking on the door for that equaliser because Brian Brobbey had a good chance. When did you start to believe that we had that chance to get a goal?
Well, as Martin said, when Arsenal scored the second, I thought that's it. It will be very difficult to score second goal against Arsenal. We know how good are they in defense with just 3 goals conceded so far in the season, and to be able to score twice in one game, it would be brilliant. And but at the point when we start to push, and especially when Arteta made the defensive change, bringing on, was it
Mosquera for Eze?
Mosquera, yeah, for Eze. They accept, and they accept the game in their own half, and they invited us to push even more. And at that point, I said, wow, why not? We can do it with a few more crosses. To create some house in their box, we can do something here. And at that point, I started to believe, and with the never say die attitude, I thought we can take something from the game. So. Yeah,
Martin, was that change that they made, bringing on a defender, was that kind of like overconfidence and a bit of arrogance from them, thinking like, okay, we'll stick another defender on?
Yeah, I believe so. They brought on. I remember commenting to my dad and the guys who signed it. Wow, look at the size of this guy they're bringing on. He's a big brute, and they're going to stick him at the back there and say, get past him if you can. And we did. But yeah, that was definitely them, in my opinion, parking the bus and saying, okay, we're going to see this game out now. As Rado says, 3 goals all year, and then we're going to have to score 2 in 90 minutes against them. But fortunately, we all know what happened.
Yeah. Rado, the thing I liked most about the goal was how patient we were on the ball in the build-up. Because you normally think like in the last minute of the game or the last few minutes, it's basically route one. It's get the ball in the box as soon as. But we were kind of passing it left to right, right to left. And we were waiting for that right moment, weren't we, to get the ball in the box.
That was really interesting because I remember watching on the Bulgarian TV here with the Bulgarian commentary, and I could hear the crowd shouting, shoot, shoot, every time the ball is in the Shaka feet, and he always calmly put the ball aside and waiting for the right moment. So it was a really interesting to see. Even the commentary here was saying that he is impressed how patient is Sunderland preparing to attack the box. And yeah, we wait for the right moment. I don't know how on earth Ballard was able to take the ball and to provide such a great assist. But yeah, miracles happens, and at the Stadium of Light this season, it will be very, very difficult for every team, I think.
Yeah, no, and Martin Rado mentioned there, like Ballard got the flick on, but if you notice when Trey Hume picks the ball up, again, he doesn't go with his probably natural instinct of putting the ball straight in there. He actually takes a few touches, looks up and thinks, who is the best person I can aim for with this cross? And obviously, when you got big Dan Ballard in the box to get that flick on, he made the right choice. And I think that shows how much this team have grown and learned. I mean, Trey Hume came as a 200,000 signing from Northern Ireland team, played in League One, Championship, And obviously he's probably learned from mistakes that he's made, but I thought it was very mature from him to play that ball the way he did and not rush it. He took his time and he looked for the best player to put it on the head of, Dan Ballard, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, and it goes back to one of the things I said a little earlier about that I saw on the internet yesterday about Xhaka saying to Ballard when they were taking a throw, you go up front now, and you go up front, and that was the boss. And obviously Hume couldn't pick him out if he wasn't in that position, and he was up there because he was told to go up there by Xhaka from what I'm reading. But yeah, the patience and everything was incredible. There was a chance that we had it, and forgive me, I can't remember where the ball came in from the right side, right over Brobbey, and I forget who ran in behind him, and his touch just let him down, and the ball went wide to the right of the net, and that was a chance. I thought that was it. When we missed that one, I thought, that was our one golden opportunity, because it was a brilliant through ball, a touch that was with Dan Ballard did on the touch in the first half. If it was that guy, who was it that came through? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I think.
Who?
Reinildo.
Reinildo.
Yeah. It was crossed from.
Had he had a better touch, that was in the net.
Yeah, you'll forgive me.
I thought that was our blown chance.
You forgive me. I don't remember because I was in like an Irish bar in Bilbao and I was like quite drunk, and I just.
I think it was a few minutes after Arsenal took the lead.
Yeah.
That chance.
But
I remember that one, thinking that was our chance.
Oh, me too. But then Rado, I mean, Brian Brobbey's had an interesting start to his Sunderland career so far. He hasn't really hit the ground running as of yet, but that goal will be absolutely massive for him, I think.
Yeah, totally agree. He's getting better, by the way. The first two appearances that he had for a few minutes, I wasn't impressed, and I was talking to a close friend of mine who supports Ajax, and he told me that his first touch is poor, and he is good holding the ball, but he had very bad season last year, and I was not confident that it's a right decision to bring him, and I thought it's a panic buy because we were losing obviously Margiu, and I was not confident with that signing. But after that, I think was 3 or 4 games that he came in from the bench. He's getting better and better against Chelsea. That great assist yesterday. He had more minutes on the pitch, and he was very good. As Lubrice loves to say, he's very positive with what he sees.
And he's connected with his teammates. He's connected. That's the key phrase. Martin, again, it was very brave as well, because like he didn't think twice. He just dived in there, and he had the keeper rushing out. He had, I think it was Gabriel, rushing out. But he just basically went in there full force and got that all-important flick to make it 2-2.
Yeah, and obviously after my first initial euphoria of about 10 to 15 seconds of screaming and high-fiving everybody at a bar where we were watching it, then I look up and I just see all the people around the ref, and I'm going, don't tell me it's going to VAR and you're going to call it off because it's Arsenal. So at that point, as God is my witness, I said, I'm going to go to the washroom. I got to get out of this. I can't watch this. I'm going to go to VAR. So I did, and I went to the washroom. And fortunately, when I was in there doing what you do there, they have the sound piped in there. I'm in there on my own now, and now I can clearly hear everything of what's going on. And then all I hear is, "Yep," and the goal's been given. And then I just cheered again in the bathroom by myself because I couldn't watch it. I couldn't stand to see them say, "Oh, we're going to go to VAR," and they're going to come out with some Mickey Mouse excuse why the goal wasn't given. So I was delighted, but that was my initial reaction.
I hope you buttoned up before they announced the goal, because if not, it could have gone everywhere.
What happens in there stays in there. We'll leave it at
that. But yeah, I mean, rather, I've seen Arsenal fans claiming that it should have been a free kick for a high boot, but
No way.
No.
No way. When I was also afraid, as Martin said, when I saw so many players around the referee, that there is something probably. But when I watched the replay, I was sure that the goal will be given, because otherwise it would be unfair. And yeah, it was near Gabriel's head, but it was Gabriel who was diving to hit the ball. So no way it was a free kick. I'm 100% confident on that.
Yeah, and Martin, obviously, as we have like the Till the End motto, and like it's just like the Stadium of Light is being just like having loads of luxury moments, luxurious moments, like the Ballard header against Coventry, Isidore against Brentford early in the season, Talby. It's just like, it's incredible, isn't it? The team spirit to stay in the games, even against the best.
There was something that I saw on the internet yesterday about we've scored 5, if not 6 goals, 90 minutes plus, and 3 of them were actually game result changing goals. That there was one, obviously the one against West Ham didn't matter, but because those points were already secured. But those goals we scored in the last minute, it's a roller coaster ride being a Sunderland fan, as we all know, with the highs and the lows. But right now we're getting these goals and they're going in our favor as opposed to going in the other end, and having the goals scored against us. And we're riding a high right now. If I'm dreaming, don't wake me. I want to keep this dream going as long as I can, because us scoring till the end and not giving up is incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
team never quits.
And even rather, like we were probably still celebrating the equaliser, but it could have been different had it not been for Robin Roos and Dan Ballard with that last gap block.
Yeah. Maybe just after the goal, the team was not ready, because they were celebrating the emotions. And yeah, we had luck and great save by Roos and Ballard again in front of the ball. We had luck as well, but I believe that scoring in the dying moments of the game, it's not something that we didn't deserve, because we're working towards that. The spirit of the team, the togetherness, the belief that you can see from Jack and all the team. It's not surprising, and it's not just interesting coincidence that in so many games we score so late. I think we work about that with the togetherness, the spirit of the team, and when we need the points, we try to get them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Martin, I think when you've got like players like Dan Ballard putting their bodies on the line, it really shows that you've got players who care for playing for the club, because you might get players nowadays that they won't make those type of blocks because they don't really feel connected to the club. They're just like, okay, it's a job. But you see Ballard, you see Mukiele, you see Siddiqui, Xhaka, they're very passionate, and I think that's like a big part of the team spirit, isn't it? That they all get what it means to play for Sunderland. I don't know if that's because when they sign, they receive like a dossier of documents telling them about Sunderland. I imagine they must do, right, Martin? They must receive some information when they sign that this is the information we want you to read about Sunderland and what it means to play for Sunderland, because the players have really got it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes back, and I'm not saying anything that we don't know about how Xhaka phoned Jermaine Defoe and asked him when he got in talks about going there. And Jermaine Defoe, to his credit, said, absolutely, go there. You will love it, the team and the city and all that. And that belief, with you were talking about Ballard throwing his body in front of the ball and Siddiqui and everybody, that I have that feeling there's nobody on the team who has not bought in 100%. I don't think there are any of those passengers that are just there I'm just here to get a paycheck. It's a job, and whatever happens. I'm getting my money at the end. There's none of that there. I don't believe there's one character on that team, to the best of my knowledge, that is just saying it's a paycheck. They are bleeding for this emblem on their shirt, and they all love it. I want to get back to I want to show you this thing. You won't be able to see it here. It's a quote from, I'll read it to you. from Paddy Power. They put this out after the game. Paddy Power, the Irish bookmaker. If there's ever a massive asteroid headed for Earth, all we need to do is have Dan Ballard jump in front of it. And I read that and I thought, I'm keeping that. I'm going to use that in the podcast tomorrow because I think that is hilarious.
Yeah.
If ever there's a massive asteroid headed for Earth, all we need to do is have Dan Ballard jump in front of it. I think that is, it sums it up exactly.
And they're pretty good at coming up with those type of comments. Is Paddy Power very witty?
Yeah.
But yeah, and Rado, I mean, Dan Ballard, definitely man of the match, right? Goal scorer, assist, and rock solid at the back.
No doubt about that. I think everyone played very well yesterday, but Dan Ballard was above everybody on the pitch. He was everywhere when we needed him in the defense. I didn't count how many blocks he did, but he won probably 70% of all the duels, or even more. I don't know. I haven't seen the statistics, but yeah, very, very impressed so far this season with Dan Ballard, and not only Trey Hume. They both playing in League One, and now to step up and to be one of the best defenders in Premier League. It's really very impressive, and one of the stories of the season so far in Premier League, I believe. Really fantastic, Dan Ballard.
Totally. Martin, so we currently sit 4th place with 19 points, although that could change depending on Man City and Liverpool, who are currently playing 0-0. We've got the international break
1-0.
now. It's 1-0.
1-0 City.
Oh, they
just scored.
Okay. Well, as you would. But anyway, Martin, we've got the international break now, but then we got Fulham away after that. Where do we go from here? How far can this squad of players take Sunderland this season, do you think?
Well, again, it's the I despise international breaks. I really do. You get momentum going, and then all of a sudden it seems you got to stop for 2 weeks. But at this point, I think it's actually we welcome it, especially coming after such a big 3-game stretch there, where beating Chelsea at home, then draw, or beating Chelsea away, then the draw against Everton, and then the way we came back and fought there. We're leaving this on a high where we're actually going to have a positive feeling to go away into the international break, to get a bit of time for Alderweireld to come back, Diarra and some of the other guys that are a bit injured, to give them that extra couple of weeks before we have to play again. And then going to Fulham, we don't have any fear to going anywhere, I don't think, anymore. Are we punching above our weight a little bit? I think I'd be lying if I said I wasn't surprised, and we are where we are. That you are where you are is where the table says you are, because that's where you are. Do I have a feeling that we're going to finish in the top 4? I want to say yes, but realistically, my brain says no. But I do believe you guys have probably saw the interview with Dreyfus on Sky Sports when he was talking about the transfer window in January, and he said we're going to make plans based on where we are at the transfer window to get a top 10 finish. They didn't mention the word fighting to stay up or to avoid the relegation. That's a positive move as far as where we're going forward, and the mentality of the club saying, especially for having the owner coming out and saying, we're going to be looking at the transfer window to establish ourselves and do what we need to do to secure a top 10 finish. That is unbelievably good from what I see, and positive for our Sunderland.
Yeah, and the thing is, Martin, there you mentioned the word surprise, like you're not surprised, and I think that's the key word. That maybe people didn't expect us to be where we are right now, but at the same time, are we that surprised? For those of us that have followed Sunderland for the last 5 years, since Speakman and Dreyfus came in, there's only been an upward trajectory. You know what I mean? The 5-year plan, it's got done in 4. Obviously, There was the blip with the Mowbray and the Michael Beale season, but mistakes do happen. But if you look from Sunderland from a close distance and you follow them for the last 5 years, you wouldn't say that you're not surprised to see them where they are, because they're such a well-run club. You could say the same for Wrexham with Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? Like, those guys have done a great job as well. But Rado, where do you think we go from here? I mean, can we maintain it? It is nice to see, like, Arsenal first, City second, Chelsea third, Sunderland fourth, Tottenham fifth, Liverpool sixth. You know what I mean? Like, we're up there with the big boys.
Yeah. Well, next game, Fulham away, it will be a difficult test. They play well at home. Difficult team to get beaten on their ground. But with the way we play, with the confidence, with the belief, I think we can achieve something big this season. Many people were written off us before the start of the season, but I was sure with the way, as you said, the way the club is run by Kirwis Dreyfus, that things are getting better and better. And yeah, I'm curious to see what we can achieve. Difficult run of games after Fulham. We have a very difficult schedule till the end of the year. If even after that, we'll lose some players due to African Cup of Nations. So you never know what will happen. But I have really good feeling about the team, the way we perform, the spirit, everything, and I hope it will continue after these difficult fixtures that we'll have.
Yeah, I mean, Martin, looking forward ahead to that match against Fulham. Fulham are currently 16, but I'm looking at their fixtures, and they've only had one win in 6. So it is like an opportunity to take advantage and capitalize on their poor form.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at getting something from the Fulham game and hopefully all 3 points. Rado rightly put it. After Fulham, you got Bournemouth at home. They had a bad loss today, but then Liverpool away, Man City at home, the Mags, and I think we play City again. I think in 3 weeks later or something like that. It's in the. We want to get these points. We've got them in the bank now. They can't take these points away from us. Every point is valuable. But let's get 3 points from Fulham for sure is an absolute must.
Yeah. So yeah, currently 4th place, 19 points. The Mags are on 12 points in 14th place. And listen, I work with a couple of Newcastle fans. I teach English here, and we often get the metro together. And obviously, when we're on the train, we're talking about Sunderland. They say, "Yeah, it's great. It's surprising to see Sunderland doing so well. It hurts me, but I'm actually pleased that they're back in the Premier League." And then it was quite interesting that when they get off the train, the train announcement tells them to mind the gap before I do. So I just wanted to finish on that as well. Martin, Radoslav, thanks very much for your time this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week, and we'll speak soon. How are the lads?
How are the lads? Thank you.
Always pleasure. Thank you.